Okay, I'm going to go through how to place a Gil Express request. So I'm going to put in the title that I'm interested in. I'm searching Gordon State College first to see if we have it in our collection, and we do have a 1976 edition. But for example, if I did not want the 1976 edition, I can search the University System of Georgia for that title and see what other copies are out there. And I see that they have a 1991. There's also an 85 and a 1998. So if I wanted the 1998 edition, I wanted that specific one, I can click on the title and it's going to pull up the library that holds that item. And so this is Georgia State Library in Atlanta. And it also says University of Georgia. So there is a green note that tells me that both copies are available. If they were checked out or they were in transit to somebody else, it would say out of library instead of available. And to borrow the copy from Georgia State, I click on the right arrow. And then you have to wait a few seconds for the request link to pop up. And you're just going to get a blank screen for a few seconds. Okay, and now we see that we have a request link, and we can click on that. And you have the option to pick the book up at another institution in the University System of Georgia. It is always going to default to to the user's home library, and so I am employed at Gordon State College, so it's going to default to Gordon State College for me. And then I can click on request, and I'll get a message saying that the request was placed, and it says requests ahead of you 0, and so that tells me that I'm the only one in the waiting list for this item. There's nobody ahead of me. So as soon as you place the request, it's going to show up in the system, and this is the screen that the library staff see. So here's me, and this is a list of the requests that I placed. So I just placed this request just now, and it says pick up from shelf and the name of the library I am borrowing it from. And so the reason I was showing you that is if you go up to your patron account in GilFind, and so we're back in GilFind here. If you click on your patron name and select My Requests, it does take them some time for them to appear. So I did in fact make the request for the item just now, but it says there's no request. It can take some time for them to appear. So they don't appear on your My Library account page immediately, but they show up in the system, and the library staff can see that you placed the request. So in my experience, you probably just have to check back in about the next day or so, and then you will see that it displays the book that you requested and what the status is, whether it's still waiting to be picked up from the shelf or it's in transit to you. And then when the item arrives at Gordon, you'll get an email from the system saying it's ready to pick up. So here we are back on GilFind, and I noticed you can also click right on the library name, but no matter what you do, whether you click the library name or the right arrow, it does take a while for that request link to come up. So that is an issue. But right here it'll tell you how many copies there are, how many are available on the shelf. When it says status item in place, that means it's on the shelf, and it'll tell you that there's no request. So if I clicked on request, I would be the only one waiting for this item.